clouds. Dark clouds are gathering as markets shudder. Stocks are sinking. Currencies are stumbling. Fear and uncertainty is reigning. And the Middle East and in the Ukraine and Taiwan, the debt is endless. Yet one asset stands firm: gold. It is a biblical currency. In crisis after crisis, gold is there, in the background, always there. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against the looming threats of war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzy panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Your fortune favors decisive action. Get a hold of gold now before it's out of reach. Go right now to noblegoldinvestment.com or just simply go to the link below, www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call them at 877-646-5347. You'll be glad you did.
On Tuesday, Israel announced that its forces were advancing deep into Gaza City, with reports from residents indicating the positioning of tanks on the city's outskirts, potentially in preparation for an assault on Gaza's urban core. Quote, "For the first time in decades, IDF is fighting in the heart of Gaza City, at the heart of terrorism." Major General Yarnon Finkelman, commanding officer of the Southern Command of the Israeli Defense Forces, told reporters near the Gaza border, quote, "Every day and every hour, the forces are killing militants, exposing tunnels, and destroying weapons and continuing onward to enemy centers." Previously, Israel had declared the encirclement of Gaza City, which is home to approximately 1/3 of Gaza Strip's 2.3 million residents, and had intentions to launch an offensive against Hamas fighters who had attacked Israeli towns along the border just a month ago. While there were no immediate indications of a widespread Israeli incursion into the city, a military spokesperson, Richard Heck, suggested that encircling troops might be conducting targeted raids inside Gaza City, Reuters reported. Israel has, until now, maintained a level of ambiguity regarding its long-term intentions for Gaza, should its operation to defeat Hamas prove successful. However, in one of the initial direct statements on the matter, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated that Israel aims to assume security responsibility for Gaza, quote, "indefinitely." Charles Adelson, who had been charged in connection with the 2014 murder of his former brother-in-law Dan Markle, a distinguished professor at the Florida State University Law School, was declared guilty on Monday in Tallahassee, Florida. He was found guilty of murder, conspiracy, and solicitation. This verdict came after 7 days of testimony and 3 hours of deliberation. Upon hearing the first verdict, in which he was found guilty of first-degree murder, Adelson, aged 47 and a South Florida periodontist, slightly expressed his disapproval by mouthing the word "no" and lowering his head onto the defense table, CNN reported. As a result of the first-degree murder conviction, Adelson is now facing a mandatory life sentence. The date for his sentencing has been scheduled for December 12th. Notably, Adelson was the third individual to stand trial in connection with the murder of FSU law professor, and he became the fourth person to be convicted in this case. On Monday, the Republican National Committee disclosed that 5 presidential candidates have met the requirements to participate in the third primary debate scheduled for Wednesday in Miami. These candidates are former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Notably absent from the debate stage will be North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. who had qualified for his previous 2 debates, and former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, who took part in the first debate but did not secure a spot for the second one. Former Vice President Mike Pence, who had qualified for the first 2 debates, withdrew from the Republican primary last month, CNN reported. In order to qualify for the third debate, candidates needed to achieve a 4% rating in either 2 national polls or 1 national poll and 2 polls from distinct early voting states such as Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and South Carolina. Additionally, candidates were required to have garnered at least 70,000 unique donors, with a minimum of 200 donors hailing from 20 different states or territories.